Brought to you by Penguin.
On Leadership, Lessons for the 21st Century, written and read by me, Tony Blair. Introduction. Leadership and the Science of Governing. No leader I ever met who succeeded did so just by being a leader. They did it by hard work, by application, by poring over the detail, by agonizing before deciding, by harnessing their self-doubt as well as their self-confidence, and by curiosity, by a willingness to learn, by a relentless pursuit of the right answer, burrowing all the way down to the core, if necessary, to get it. I was for 10 years head of the British government and have spent almost 20 afterwards, through my institute, helping governments and leaders in around 40 different countries all over the world. I learnt a lot doing it, and I've learnt a lot watching others do it. Leadership is always a journey. Over time, I've deciphered a pattern in that journey, broken into 3 stages. In the first flush of taking power, leaders are all ears. They know nothing, or little, of what governing truly means. They listen eagerly. In the second stage, when they become acclimatized to the rhythm of it all, they know enough to think they know everything. They're impatient with listening. They're the boss. Who can know more than them? The third stage is that of maturity, when they come to the realization that what they know is not the sum total of political knowledge, that there are things, many of them, that they don't know. Once again, with more humility, they listen and learn. That sweet arrival at discernment is unfortunately usually achieved by bitter experience. The distance between the 3 stages can be long or short. Many leaders never get past stage 2. And this is most often where the mistakes are made. This book is about how, by studying the lessons and science of governing, leaders can shorten the learning curve, steepen it, and get to stage 3 faster and in better shape. Governments have been around forever, of course, but the 20th century saw an unprecedented expansion in what they do and in what the public expects of them. In early 19th century Britain, the role of the state was very circumscribed. Governments raised taxes to pay for a limited set of duties that revolved mainly around defence. There was little or no public education system, no government-mandated healthcare system, no pensions, and little welfare. The administration of law and order was rudimentary. The concept of social care was unknown. During the course of the 19th century, state provision developed, but even in 1900, government expenditure accounted for only about 12% of GDP. Since then, as government has progressively taken on more and more duties and responsibilities, that figure has risen to over 40%. Most modern developed nations have built their public realm in much the same way, and developing nations are following suit. People now rely on their government to organise, and often fund, the education of their children, to provide care when they're sick, and financial support when they're old or unemployed. They expect their government to keep the streets safe and the nation protected. They look to it to pass laws, to administer an ever more complex business environment, and to regulate everything, from food production to waste management, to the promotion of products, to environmental and climate issues. As a result, government today is a vast, sprawling, intrusive, all-encompassing behemoth in our lives. We may fiercely debate its size and purpose, but the reality is that it's here to stay, and at a level which makes how it functions a significant part of how our lives are led. Yet even though that truth is inescapable, the odd thing is how confined and rarefied is the debate about what we might call the science of governing, how the machine works and how it might be made to work better. I don't mean we don't debate the competence or otherwise of particular governments or debate their policies. We do. But we don't focus much on the principles of what good governance looks like, what works and what doesn't, whether there are...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?